2011 Ultimate Builder Bike Show in Daytona Beach, Florida. We're talking to Jason Bochniak, and he's brought us a modified Harley class bike, and this will be the fifth show he's been in. And Jason, let's talk about what have you done new on the bike in the last week?
I'll tell you what, George, I got a real treat for you. What I did was I put nitrous oxide on it. I figured go big or go home. I wanted to come down and do this Daytona show. A lot of the people in the Daytona show are winners from the other shows, so I figured the competition is going to be really thick. So I figured I wanted to really put a nice touch on it and put the nitrous back on it. It's something that I had on there before I had the supercharger on there, and we went and just put the new system or the old system back on. I made some mounts from scratch. I had to take a fender strut and cut it up a little bit to make the mount work, and use some pingle mounts that use 2.5 pound bottles. It's a dry nitrous system. I have a solenoid that'll shoot it right into the manifold, and then I've got the regulator on the other side to meet the requirements for the fuel that I need. I haven't put it on a dyno yet to see what the horsepower is going to be on it, but I anticipate it was 172 at the rear wheel with the supercharger. I anticipate somewhere in the neighborhood of 240, 250 with the nitrous. Who knows?
On your supercharger, what are you running as boost?
I got about 18 pounds of boost at 6,200 RPMs. I'm running normal boost, 8 to 10 pounds of boost under normal operating range, which would be anywhere under 5,500 RPMs. And then anything over, it really goes up. Because it's all based on RPM, the supercharger is hooked to the crank.
So we get on the bike, you start off. Let's talk about the performance of the bike.
Yeah, let me run you through how it all works. Up on the front here, I've got a boost gauge and I've got a fuel pressure gauge over here. And with a supercharged motor, you want to ensure that you have really good fuel pressure to meet the air-fuel ratio requirements. And you need to be in the neighborhood of 11:9, 12:1 under wide open throttle circumstances when you're going full bore. So what I did was I put a regulator on the other side that's boost vacuum regulated, so that when it feels the boost, it closes off the return to the crossovers, forces more fuel into the Magnelli-Morelli injectors, and just meets my requirements. So I got about 80 psi in fuel. With the supercharger, it's the dry nitrous system from Zippers that I took and modified. And basically, it looks for 3 requirements. It looks for 3,000 RPMs, 75 or 78% throttle or more, and 30 miles an hour or more. And then it's all automated at that point. And then I have the enrichment at 30%. So what it'll do is it'll automatically open the duty cycle up to enriching the mixture 30% higher. It's an active system, active on or off. So it's either on or off when the automated thing kicks in.
So essentially you can say, I'm riding the bike now.
Yep.
I may want boost in a few minutes, or I've got something I want to do.
Yep.
So I'm going to flip it on, but nothing happens until I meet those 3 requirements.
Yeah. So what you do is you arm it. There's a switch down here, and once you arm it, the check engine light and the battery light come on to let you know you're armed. And then anytime you meet those 3 requirements, nitrous kicks on automatically. So you can ride with it armed all day as long as you don't go over 75% throttle position, 75 degrees, I'm sorry, throttle position, or 30 mile an hour at 3,000 RPM.
With that, you've got 5 pounds of boost. I mean 5 pounds of nitrous, right? 2.5?
Well, it's yeah, 5 pound bottles, but I only use 1 bottle at a time. I just have one on here for extra. So you don't run them in tandem. So when 1 bottle runs out, you flip the other bottle on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I have them split in. So I put the solenoid on top of the throttle body, directly on top in between, and it's got a fogger that I have pointing right towards the intake. And just with all the other modifications that I have, I think it's going to be a real good add-on. It's going to complement the supercharger real nice.
Now, have you ridden it with the nitrous yet?
I have not ridden it yet because of the show. I wanted to get it ready, but it is active and plumbed in and wired up and ready to rock and roll.
So we're going to do this after the show.
Saturday, we're going to throw it on a dyno here somewhere in Daytona and see what she's going to put out.
Any other mods on this?
Just this nitrous system over the last 2 weeks. I'll tell you, I've been real fortunate. I competed in 4 shows here with the 2011 Ultimate Bike Builder Custom Bike Show, and was fortunate enough to win in 3. And I figured I really had to step it up with this show, since this show really has 3 winners in here so far. Bob won in the Cleveland show. I won in Minneapolis, Washington, D.C., and New York, and this gentleman won in South Carolina. So, you know, the stakes are high, I feel, here. So I wanted to really go.
You're going for all the marbles.
Yep.
Jason, thank you very much.
Hey, thank you so much, and thank you so much to the show. It's been a great tour.